Can you hear me now?
Yep. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of High School Football right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State, heart of Ohio sports. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall, joining you here on the call. We are live here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium, the site of tonight's matchup between Tiffin Calvert and Fremont St. Joe, and we are just about set for the national anthem. First, we have the Tiffin Calvert alma mater. So, Tommy, pregame show once again brought to you by Rodgers Flowers. We're here. We're home at Tiffin Calvert, Frost-Kalnow Stadium, home of the Tiffin University Dragons as well. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall with you on the call. Once again, thanks for tuning in here on the pregame show. Two SBC River Rivals here, Tommy, as the stage is set. Beautiful night for football. And I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more happy to be here with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Nate. Gorgeous night for football. And after consecutive wins to open up the seasons, the Senecas come into the night with home field advantage. But, man, they've been blown out in each of their last two contests. After a 33-6 loss at St. Paul in Week 3, then a heartbreaker. Calvert dropped a 44-14 contest at Gibsonburg last Friday. And the Senecas look to get on the right track. And in the win column coming in 2-2 against a 1-3 Fremont St. Joseph Central Catholic team as we get ready for the national anthem here.
It's brought to you by our friends at Phillips Electric. Let's go ahead and send it down to Eric with that weather report. Go ahead, Eric, take it away.
Thanks, Nick. Awesome night for football here. I think I just record every forecast that we've had so far. We got 80 kickoff. The lights, we're going to have the lights coming out a little earlier as the sunset. About 7 degrees when we leave tonight. So great football again.
Well, Eric, you got a bunch of water bags right in front of you, and they're just absorbing all that frequency. So, you know, I can't really hear you very well. You're cutting in and out, but I know that it's beautiful today. We'll just go ahead and go with that. hopefully we can get some of those fans off of the track so that way it doesn't interfere with your signal all night. But that's what's going on. I've kind of learned a little bit about this frequency thing, and fans, when they're in the way, that interferes with our sideline mic. So, all right, Tommy, we're just about ready for kickoff here. Let's talk about the keys to the game, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. And if you didn't catch the episode of Mulling It Over lately, you need to check it out. Some fabulous eatings.
Yeah, and at the top of the program in our pregame,
Eric Hall.
We talked about that the last 2 consecutive losses that Calvert has taken. Being back being back at home on homecoming night, a chance to get back in the W column against a 1-3 Fremont St. Joseph team that's been outscored 94-28 since a Week 1 win. But Tiffin Calvert, we talked about it, 33-6 loss against St. Paul in Week 3. Calvert dropped a 44-14 contest at Gibsonburg last Friday, which you witnessed here on the Adrenaline stream, and that was a contest that was saw the Senecas trailing just 16-14 at halftime before being outscored 28-0 in that second half. So I mean, defensively, Calvert had struggled last week. I think this week is definitely a chance to tighten up that defense, get some more guys active, as you got some great looks on defense.
And kickoff is away.
Now Schultz back in the gun.
Shotgun set. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Harry Schultz on the quarterback keeper. Carries it into the end zone from 4 yards out and puts the Senecas on the board.
And that's the best thing you can do for your squad after, again, we talked about that turnover that allowed the Crimson Streaks to get in the driver's seat early in this first stanza action. 6:38 remaining here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium as the Senecas with a chance to tie this one up. Actually, they're going to keep the offense on the field. Go for two. And he's got his man, right corner. Rombach comes down with the 2-point conversion, and now the Senecas will take an 8-7 lead. You got to believe, Nate, if you were to ask Steve Reisser why he went for two there, he'd say because they couldn't go for three.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, you got a rivalry game here. And we got a ball game, folks. 8-7, Tiffin Calvert, 6:38 left to play here in the first quarter. I understand we had a little bit of an audio issue. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but we didn't have audio, Tommy, until about just, about right there on that touchdown run for whatever reason. We didn't have an audio source on our scene. So, welcome to the broadcast, but, hey, we've been watching.
Yeah.
You got the video.
I'm getting my reps in.
Hey, it's practice.
Talking about practice.
We talk about practice.
During a game. Practice.
Sheesh.
And over on the X stream, Colonel Crawford takes an early lead over Seneca East, 7-0. Again, that's on the Heart of Ohio Sports X stream. As the Senecas kick off here, it took a bounce and a tumble as the return man grabbed it right around the 20 as Zaquan Bradford takes that return, and those Crimson Flashes will start this drive right around the 24-yard line. We want to thank you for joining us here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the Adrenaline theme stream. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call, Eric Hall on the sideline, and Bailey Mullins running the camera.
I like that. Bailey Money Mullins.
So, Crimson Flashes able to capitalize, got a score off of the gifted turnover. And now on this drive, quick sling out to Obregon. And that's just one of those plays, Nate, that you watch, and once it comes together, you think, man, this is such a big gain, and you realize it doesn't really go doesn't go for anything but about 2 yards there.
Yeah.
2nd and 8 now for the Crimson Flashes, as Calvert has taken the lead here, 8-7 from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, a chance to get back in the lead as a great reception there as Anderson.
Oh, they're saying
It actually
incomplete.
fell incomplete.
So an incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down.
Popped out right at the end there.
Physical play.
And another third and long for the Streaks.
Let's take a look at that dual stream here. Nope, never mind. We're not going to do that. Work out like we intended it to here. Nick Anderson back to pass. Looking down the left sideline. He's got a man down deep at the 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jackson Wright. A 74-yard touchdown from Fremont St. Joe. Nick Anderson to Jackson Wright. And I'll tell you,
it's fair play.
Right back at him. Wow.
Anderson just unloaded a bomb. Wright is a tremendous athlete, tremendous weapon to have. As he's had a step on his defender a couple of times here tonight. And when you have an athlete like that, they give you a chance.
Absolutely. That's all you ask for as a coach. I think you're going to get an offsides call here as Lee Morgan tried to get a nice jump on that one. Him and
Homecoming King should know better.
Carter Wolf over there, I believe. Yep. Number 12, Carter Wolf. Him and Carter off that right edge trying to get in there a little quick, but I'll move them about a half a yard closer, a yard and a half closer.
Now the Streaks with a chance to extend the lead here.
And Dumminger's kick is up, and it is good. Tried and true right through the uprights.
The Streaks will take a 14-8 lead over the Senecas here on homecoming night, as we just talked about. Lee Morgan, your homecoming king, and Hannah Miller, homecoming queen for the Senecas. And not where you want to be on homecoming night here if you're the Senecas, down 14-8. But, man, your offense was explosive if you were the Steve Reeser Senecas on that last drive. Huge receptions that went for more. And then when the Senecas went down in the red zone, able to find pay dirt with a huge reception to Rombach in the corner. But, man, I've been impressed with Fremont's ability to answer back.
Yeah.
And continuously keep this lead through the early onset of this one. 5:46 remaining here in the first quarter of action here on the Adrenaline Stream, Heart of Ohio Sports.
Let's take a look around the area, some of the other scores from our area. For that, we take a look at the First National Bank of Sycamore scoreboard. Bellevue leading Toledo Start 14-0 in the second quarter. Carey up on Buckeye Central 14-0. That's in the first quarter. Let's see. Huron up on Perkins 14-0 in the first. And Hopewell Loudon leading Margaretta 15-6. Another SBC River rivalry as we are now into conference play here, Tommy. A lot of rivalry matchups this week. That kickoff unable to be fielded cleanly, but Cal Ornament brings it back up to about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21, and that's where he'll be brought down. Looks like he might have taken his eyes off of that one, Tommy. Started to look upfield about where his blocks were setting up, but you got to catch the ball first.
Yeah, well, Ornament's one of those guys that if he can catch in step, man, he can make you pay for it in an instant.
Yeah.
And that was one of those situations there where, he kept his poise, able to get the ball under control, tried to make something out of nothing, but nonetheless gets the ball at least out to the 21.
Over on the X stream, you can find Seneca East versus Colonel Crawford as the Eagles lead 7-0. Schultz fires down the left sideline. He's got a man. Billy Klaus makes the catch at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Calvert.
But you'll find some laundry.
We got a flag down about the 44-yard line, but this one should be against the defense, but we'll see. It might be a sideline warning. I think that's what it was. The referee's kind of giving that signal like, yeah, it's going to be a sideline warning.
I thought I might have seen maybe a block in the back on one of the.
No, I think it's just going to – I think the referee tried to turn and run, and he got interfered with, and that's going to be a sideline warning every time.
A good eye, Nate.
So the score will stand. Now 14-14, 79-yard touchdown from Harry Schultz to Billy Klaus.
If you want a definition of a shootout, that's what it's starting to become, is both teams unloading heavy bombs, heavy haymakers early on. Got this one knotted up 14-14. Senecas with a chance to take back over the lead.
Check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall, after this two-point conversion here as they sling it into the end zone, and it is caught by Billy Klaus for the two-point conversion. So Tiffin Calvert back up on top, 16-14. And we got ourselves a ball game here, folks. This is one heck of a ball game.
And little Billy Klaus constructing himself a nice night already.
Alrighty, I'm going to check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. We'll send it down to Eric. Hopefully, keep your mic just a little lower this time. There we go. Go ahead, take it away, Eric.
Thanks, Nate. Yeah, there's a lot of energy down here. This is fun. We got a shootout going on. We got homecoming for these guys. These guys are loving it. I just want to keep the energy going. This is going to be a great game.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great game. It sounded a lot better that time. You keep that mic low, it's going to be a great night for us.
Lead for the Streaks, number 17.
5:26 left to play here in the first quarter. 16-14, Tiffin Calvert on top of the Crimson Streaks of Fremont St. Joe. I mean, this one used to be a big-time rivalry game back in the 80s and 90s, early 90s. I heard a lot of stories about how this rivalry game used to be fierce. Talk about just beating the snot out of each other. And that kickoff, once again, not fielded very cleanly by the return unit. They'll fall on top of it right around the 22-yard line. But no, this used to be a very fierce rivalry between these teams, Tommy. So, I mean, what's happened over the last couple of years is just, a cycle thing. I think most of these things are cyclical with, numbers and students and enrollments and all that kind of stuff. Is this going to be a resurgence of this rivalry here?
I think success breeds contempt. And in a lot of cases, Calvert found themselves in a winning tradition mode. As a huge pitch and catch there by Anderson to his receiver.
Jackson Wright, once again, he is
This is just what this game's been. Schultz
to
Klaus and Anderson to Wright.
And it's been a fun show to watch.
Yeah, going back to your point, there's not too far to look but down when you're on top of the mountain. And for many of the aughts, Senecas were, in the driver's seat, multiple MAL, multiple SBC championships.
Sling it out left. Anderson once again out to right. And he high steps his way out of bounds, picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards, but good enough for the first down. Or no, that was all. I was going to say, I don't know why they're moving both sticks there, but just an 8-yard gain. Not quite good enough for a first down. 2nd and 2 coming up.
But in that time period, Fremont, St. Joe's, they've been on the rise, and that's where you start seeing a little rekindling of this rivalry as Coach Scott Nicely trying to get this program back on the right foot.
Anderson slings it out left once again. Jackson Wright on the reception.
And a chance to go 2-3 into week 6 is not the it's definitely a record you can right the ship with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
absolutely.
The Senecas are facing that situation if St. Joe were to win tonight. They would be a squad that's 2-3 looking to finish off the back 9 of the season by having to win to get in. So for one of these squads, that's what the rest of that season is really going to be.
And a pitch out to the right. As that's Obregon on the carry. The ball came out at the end of the play, but I think he was down by contact. So.
And Obregon in his senior campaign, 3-year letter winner, does a little bit of it all, running back, tight end, linebacker for this.
Jackson Wright came into today the leading receiver in the SBC River. 19 catches on the year, 339 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging almost 18 yards a catch. That average is going to pop up just a little bit after those big touchdown gains. Anderson slings it out once again right on the left side. He's got the completion, and he's got the ball up past midfield up to the 49-yard line. Ball does come out at the end of the play, but I think the ground may have caused that fumble.
I'm a little out of rhythm after we covered Seneca East playing the Willard Flashes. This the Crimson Flashes. Now you fast forward to tonight, the Crimson Streak. So I'm getting there, but just go with St. Joe, I guess.
So 2 wide receivers set, 2 backs in the backfield. Anderson takes the snap, 3rd and 3, slings it out. It's batted down at the line. Carter Wolf on the play, just sticks those big paws up there and knocks it down.
Yeah, he brought some extra help up front, try to create some pressure, But more importantly, again, if you're going to sling it out there to the side, those ends can come off the end, put those big bear paws up, and that's exactly what you seen there by the big bad wolf.
2:52 left to play here in the first quarter. 4th and 3, they're going for it. Anderson steps up into the pocket, and he's got the first down. What a big play there by Nick Anderson. Of course, that's not the Nick Anderson of Orlando Magic fame. Well, hopefully he's okay, as he seems to be in some pain. We'll take a timeout. We'll go ahead and come back up here. Hey, how's it going, folks? Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall here with you. I want to take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Rodgers Flowers, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, Phillips Electric, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, First National Bank of Sycamore, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, Reino's Pizza and Pasta, Sara RIZEN, Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Embroidery and Crafts by Busia, Buckeye IT, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Culligan Water, 5-Star Maintenance, Champs Barbershop, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, a new sponsor this week, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Advertiser Tribune, and just for this weekend, we're giving a special shout out to Jam's Heritage Vintage Market. Now, Tommy, you may ask, what exactly is Jam's Heritage Vintage Market? Well, it's going on this weekend during the Heritage Festival. It's back. The Heritage Festival's back after, what, a 3-year hiatus? 2020, 2021? No, just a 2-year hiatus. But, hey, it's back. What's your favorite part about the Heritage Festival, Tommy?
Definitely the village.
The village, of course. Everybody loves the village. I like the buttered corn on the cob, the flame-roasted corn on the cob. That's probably my favorite part, I think. But anyways, this stop down to Jam's to see the Jam's Heritage Vintage Market this weekend. Saturday, 10 to 4. Sunday, 11 to 3, inside and outside, featuring bounce houses for the kids and over 100 vendors for mom and dad to explore. Proceeds to benefit Max's Miles. That's a tri-county foster care treatment. Stop down and see why everyone is raving about Jam's monthly markets.
Can the adults go in these bounce houses?
Well, I mean,
I had to talk to Jam herself.
Aaron Shade's the guy to talk to about that, because I'm under the where are we at here? All the way down there.
So Anderson got some attention there, as he's really been the heartbeat of this offense thus far in this one. As St. Joe's trailing Calvert 16-14 here. 2:27, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. We'll send it down to him. Eric, what's the energy level like down there today? I mean, it's your first time back at Tiffin Columbian Stadium. We've been on the road for the last couple weeks. Does it feel good to be back home?
Yeah, it's nice to be back here, guys. Sorry, I seem to be cutting out there.
No, you're good. How's the energy level down there today, man?
Well, after the injury, it's down a little bit, but they are keeping the energy level high during the game here. We got the, you can hear the offense and defense chants going on. The sidelines are keeping these guys on the field going.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in, Eric. As I check in on the other sideline, I see Nick Anderson able to run it off. He's jogging back and forth on the sideline. He does have to come off for one play, but I think he's ready to come back in after this play. We'll see. Pistol formation, backup quarterback in the game now, and got to keep it himself off the right side. No gain on the play, but a flag flies in from the back judge, and that's going to be a holding.
I think that was Ben Yount at quarterback, number 20.
The guy with the white hat's the head ref, right? That'd be Scott Williams that we just heard.
Umpire Ron Schemmerhorn, linesman Doug Stachek, line judge Reggie Temple, and back judge Nathan DeLauder, who unsung heroes, especially in today's day and age.
By Ben Yount off to the left side. That one's incomplete.
As anybody that's watching this can attest to, is every man thinks that they're the best coach and the best barbecuers. So sometimes these officials, they have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 16-14, Tiffin Calvert on top of Fremont St. Joe. Ben Yount still in the game at the quarterback position. Empty backfield set. They bring a man in motion. This time, it's Jackson Wright on the handoff as he's trying to find some running room, but nothing there.
Whoa.
As that Calvert defense swarmed to the ball.
Yeah. 3 down linemen able to get the pressure, but you talk about Gage Herring coming up, number 34, being able to make a tremendous stop before that one could have went for more. Brings up 3rd and 20 now, Nate.
A long conversion here needed by the Crimson Streaks as they need to get it inside the 33-yard line to convert this first down. I want to give a big shout out to our crew today as we have Eric Hall down on the sidelines, my son Bailey Mullins doing an outstanding job on the camera tonight, and myself and Tommy Hall up here in the press box. Yount slings it out left side, and the defense is all over that one. Boy, they were trying to find Obregon off to the left side, and there was nothing there.
That Warnament just came through, blew that play up from Jump Street.
So the punt unit onto the field now for the Crimson Streaks.
Only their second appearance here tonight with 1:09 left here in the first quarter. Wow.
Yeah, nice punt there. As that one
goes
goes out of bounds. Joel Noriega on the punt. And Tiffin Calvert will take over at their own 15-yard line. So well done there by the Crimson Streaks, Noriega, as he pins the Senecas inside their own 20-yard line. Nick Anderson looks to be stretching it out over there on the sideline. Tommy, what do you think? Is he coming back in?
I think he's trying to get chomping at the bit to get back in this one. As again, we talk about as we start to get on the back 9 of the season, week 5 already. You're starting conference play. This is when these games start to matter most.
That's right. Absolutely right. 1:02 to play here in the first quarter.
Anybody?
Schultz back to pass, got pressure, rolls to his left. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he just throws it away to the coaching staff on the sideline. I think that was old Steve Reeser trying to make that catch down there. It was. Trying to show off his hands.
What's crazy to me is Schultz's ability to check through his progressions, especially when he's in the pocket, and how clean he is. But a lot of times he kind of gets situated in these boots and these rollouts, and we're flushed out of the pockets. And those are some of the times when you see him make troubled throws.
Yeah. 2nd and 10, Schultz back to pass. No, he's going to keep it himself up the middle, find some running room to the 25 to the 30.
He
breaks
looks
a
back.
tackle down inside the 40 to the 42-yard line.
As Coach DeLog used to attest to back at junior high ball. Don't turn your back, Tom T.
They'll mark him at the 44, give him 2 more yards. So a nice run there by Harry Schultz.
Yeah, could have went for more as he got caught up with it.
29-yard gain on the play on the quarterback scramble. Ball at the 44. 3 receivers off to the right, 1 here on the left side of the formation. Schultz looking to pass, looking on the left side, down the field. He's looking for Klaus. He nearly came up with a catch, but great coverage down the field by Michael Jamison.
Yeah, they brought another defender over, and Klaus still got to step on him. But there's some laundry down right around the 40-yard line.
Holding against the offense.
20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, Nate. The last couple drives by both squads were able to prove fortuitous. And the St. Joe on their last drive got into some penalty trouble, created a long down and distance situation, and now the Senecas in this drive facing a 1st and 31. Oh. So Schultz gets the reception out to Rombach, and that was a low, dangerous throw.
Somebody keeps moving my camera.
That defense was just licking their fingers after, and that's going to do it for us here in the first quarter of action on Heart of Ohio Sports, the adrenaline theme stream. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
All right.
Stay right here. You're locked in on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski, co-host of the Over Under podcast on Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, guys.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. You're tuned in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, and we are just about set to start the second quarter here as Tiffin Calvert holds a 16-14 lead over Fremont St. Joe. And Tommy, boy, this one's been a back and forth contest. But now we're starting to see the defense is starting to settle in a little bit here. 2nd and 15 coming up for Tiffin Calvert.
I mean, if you're a fan of working your jab, this is not the game for you, as these two teams just throwing haymakers throughout the first stanza of action as Schultz looks to throw another haymaker down the sideline.
Run back at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiffin Calvert. You love to see Lee Morgan meeting him at about the 15-yard line and just saying, hey, I'll run with you. That's so good.
And we start this second quarter, you know, if you're just joining in, this has been the story of the game. Just these two teams trading shots early on here.
That's been exactly what we've been seeing, trading shots.
22-14 now. Chance to extend the lead. Offense remains on the field. As a pitch to Warnament, able to turn it up and get the 2-point conversion to extend this lead 24-14.
So the Senecas add to their advantage. 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, Tommy. And I tell you, this offense is starting to look like they're finding their gears.
Yeah, a couple. Schultz doing a tremendous job with his reads, being able to find the open man, finding the open space in the coverage. And he's just been able to put the ball where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Heck, I seen that one throw he intended for Billy Klaus where they brought the other defender over, and it was right between the two. It's just he's starting to find that ball placement here in his junior campaign already, Nate. We watch young Schultz get some reps instead of the junkyard dog after he graduated.
Yeah.
And trusting this offense to younger Schultz. Plays with the same type of moxie.
Yeah, he really does.
Just waiting to see what kind of dog he is.
I don't know if he's a junkyard dog. We'll see. We'll find out. I think that's around about the mid-season in his junior years when Jack really started to assert himself. This is when you're going to see Harry really, he's going to turn a corner here in the second half of this season.
And it's some laundry again.
Flag comes flying in right around the 46-yard line. We'll see what the call is here. Face mask at the end of the call.
Those Streaks gets a little bit of a break now. After that penalty will set them up right at the 49-yard line.
Nick Anderson back into the game now. Slings it out right side. He's got it complete to his receiver. And Eli Holman has it out of bounds right around the 49-yard line. So they get it inside Seneca's territory. Second down and about 8 or about 6 coming up.
Does anything good ever happen on the sideline?
I don't know. I know my wife got absolutely slammed on the Heidelberg sideline. I mean, she took a heck of a hit.
Oh, man.
Second down and 7 coming up. I formation, man in motion. They
Look at that
quick pitch out to the left side. Obregon trying to find the left edge. And the defense does a nice job of coming up to make the play. Lee Morgan, first man to get there along with Cal Warnament. And then, of course.
That's the one thing, though. When you come in with your pursuit, you can't be standing straight up when you come in. You aim for those pins. You try to take them out. That's how you get them tackles for a loss. If you just try to bow out and have that, wingspan, more times than none, those arm tackles aren't going to do it, especially when you're trying to take down a huge back.
Yeah. Third down and 7. Shotgun set. Anderson slings it out left side. Complete. Jackson Wright on the reception. And he's got it out of bounds. Should be close to the first down marker, but I don't think he got it.
I forgot about the money down for the Senecas when they play on Friday nights at Frost-Kalnow.
Yes,
Threw
sir.
me off. I was like, where is that? What is that music?
Fourth down and about 2. Offense stays on the field. Ball at the 43-yard line. Shotgun set. Anderson takes the snap, slings it out left side, right on the reception, and that was the right decision.
Right on the button. Able to move the chains now. And in most situations, you would say, man, that's a gutsy call. You got the ball, in enemy territory. Yeah, I know that, but when you got an athlete,
trust him,
like Wright, who just had his fingerprints all over this one, and you only need to get that little two yards to convert. Why not?
You got to trust your guys. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't find that to be a egregious call.
4 receiver set. Obregon on the handoff, carries it up the middle, ran into a Seneca's defender,
And he's
but then
dragging
he carries
Senecas
it
with him.
forward for about another couple more yards inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. Tomas Obregon on the carry.
I think everyone was kind of confused about what was going on there on their assignments for both squads. As you thought Anderson, you saw the Calvert defense stay at home expecting the pass. They just handed off to Obregon, who all of a sudden sees the open lane but falls right into the defender's hand. And it's a very strange series of events that lead to this 2nd and 4 now.
Anderson back to pass, slings it over the middle. Oh, nearly intercepted as Jackson Wright, the intended receiver, had to go off of his hands and right through the hands of Billy Klaus off the tip. Got a flag on the play, though. We'll see what the call is. Comes in right around the 27-yard line. Looks to be against Tiffin Calvert. Pass interference is the call. It's a 15-yard penalty. We'll mark the ball to the 23. 10-yard penalty.
10 for 3 at the Seneca's 23-yard line.
Calvert fans are not happy about that call.
You could be up $1 million and still not be satisfied. 10-point lead here by the Senecas as the Streaks trail 24-14 as we watched the Streaks be able to convert earlier on a 4th down situation. 1st and 10 and driving with the ball on the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's a 15-yard penalty, it should be at the 18, not the 23. If it's pass interference, it should have been a 15. But ball at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10. Anderson back to pass, slings it out right side, and that is incomplete, as that one was just a little too short.
I just love the game of football. That quick second decision that can make all the difference there, as the defender had a tremendous read on it, but he was just half a second behind. That would have been pick 6.
Just a beat off. 9:35 left to play here in the first half. Anderson looking for right in the end zone, but it's out of bounds. He's able to make the catch, but not with his feet in bounds.
And that's a tremendous job on the coverage, that if you can't beat the guy in man coverage downfield, force him out of the sideline.
That's right. Absolutely.
With the big money down.
Money, 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 money.
For the Crimson Streaks.
Anderson slings it out. It's intercepted off the tip.
It's a foot race now.
It looks like Cal Warnament on the interception. Down to the 35 to the 30 and inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Cal Warnament with a big play for the Senecas. Let's see if we can get this replay to work here. Oh, that's right. I actually have to press the button first. You know, I will learn how to use this, I promise. I'm sorry, Tommy. I'm not Greg. I wish I was, but. I'm still learning this. Greggy has learned a lot more about this over the last couple weeks than I have, so. But a big play there by Tiffin Calvert with the interception sets them up at the Fremont St. Joe 27-yard line. Handoff, run back up the middle, carrying defenders forward inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line.
You can get paid for your voice, not your brain.
Hey, you know what? You got to do both sometimes if you want something to work.
8 of 5 on the play brings up 2nd and 5 for the Senecas.
2nd down and 5 coming up for Tiffin Calvert. Big time interception there by Cal Warnament. Now shotgun set for Tiffin Calvert. 1 man in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Schultz back to pass, looking into the end zone. He's got a man, and it's broken up in the back of the end zone, but I think we're going to get a pass interference call.
Offensive?
As Jamison.
You watch Jamison come off, pleading his case. A little angry there. So we'll see if who got handsy first.
I thought that was pretty good coverage, but maybe he got there a little early.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a pass interference call.
Yeah, on the defense.
Yeah. So half the distance to the goal will place the ball right around the 11-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Senecas.
Calvert fans a little happier about one.
Yeah, well, they should be. I mean, you know, they like it when it goes for them, but not against them.
Chance for 6.
Schultz looking into the end zone. Billy. Nope. That's Lee Morgan, not Billy Klaus. Lee Morgan on the touchdown reception. Now let's see if we can get this to work here.
And the homecoming king with the TD here. You see Morgan. Oh,
nice play.
just
What
a
a
laser
play.
beam. Straight
What
to
a
Morgan.
play. I like that. That worked out pretty good that time. All right, now let's get back to our main cam. Calvert on to attempt the extra point here.
You're like a Bob Ross painting with your production.
Hey, I got to paint the picture, right? Got to paint the picture. 30-14, make it 31-14, Tiffin Calvert. 8:32 left to play here in the first half. Folks, let me tell you about our friends at Rodgers Flowers. Did you know it's homecoming season? It's homecoming tonight for Tiffin Calvert right here. And if you haven't ordered your corsage or your flowers, I mean,
a lot of Tommy Halls out there. You need to get over there.
You need to get yourself over there and tell Brian hey, I need somebody to take care of me here. But if you're not into homecoming, if you're not into, you're just trying to find something special for that special someone in your life, well, hey, go see the folks at Rodgers Flowers. Tell them we sent you in there. I'm telling you, they're truly your one-stop destination for all your special occasion needs. Please make sure all these sponsors, when you hear them, you hear us mentioning these sponsors. If you go into these businesses, let them know, hey, these guys from Heart of Ohio Sports sent me in here. It means a lot to us. It really does.
Absolutely. And the Wallflowers, they can go over to the Xcaret Mexican restaurant or take your Susie Q for a date, homecoming date there as well.
That's right.
Man, what a tremendous sponsor Lisette Torres has been for us with the Xcaret.
Absolutely love
I think her niece was actually on the homecoming court.
She was. Absolutely. That's her daughter, actually. That's her daughter. Return man brings it up past the 35, up to about the 40-yard line. Nice return there by number 26. That was Brandon Grawl on the return. Jacob Kidwell on the tackle for Tiffin Calvert. Of course, seen his mom today at Madison Street. She told me Jacob's going to play tonight. So, oh, yeah. Of course, Jacob is a freshman this year, getting some playing time. One of the future playmakers for Tiffin Calvert.
I always say maximize your minutes, and you get that call to come in for those varsity minutes. Man, that's a treat.
Sling it out left side. Anderson looking for Jackson Wright, and that is incomplete.
I'm not sure why Kevin Ardner is allowed to put his arm around the intended receiver and just kind of have a powwow with him.
He was just asking him what his dinner plans were.
Got away with one there. But great coverage nonetheless as the Senecas hold on to this 31-14 lead. 8:22 remaining in the first half.
Anderson slings it downfield. He's got Jackson Wright, but Wright had a step on his man, but just overthrows his intended receiver. Tommy, I don't know about you, but that looked like one. Jackson Wright might have been able to get that, and he just needed to dive out for that one, extend a little bit, maybe give himself up to try to grab that.
That's easy for you to say from up here. You haven't been running those routes all night. These guys have just.
Well, I never ran routes in high school either, so.
I don't think you have to be religious to dial up the Hail Mary, as we've seen a couple of times here tonight.
Shotgun set, two backs in the backfield, two receivers, one on each side of the formation. False start on the offense, as he knows exactly who it's on. Number 65, the guilty party, William Connell. So 3rd and 15 coming up. They'll put the ball at the 35-yard line. 8 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the second quarter. Make sure you stick around for the halftime show, brought to you by your friends at TPC Food Service. We'll talk about the keys to the game from the first half and talk about the keys to the game in the second half. Take a look around the area at the First National Bank of Sycamore scoreboard. We'll get you set for the second half. We got a timeout on the field.
If this second half plays out anything like this first half has been, one of those keys would be, play that secondary back a little bit, dial up the pressure up front. Both squads really haven't been running too much here tonight. So you got to account for that man downfield, because you cannot continuously, especially a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, those guys can almost take their headsets off, especially when you're just running man coverage in these one-on-one battles.
Yeah. Make sure we save that replay because that was a great one. Because if we don't save it, well, then it disappears.
Well,
Tommy, why don't you go ahead and thank one of our sponsors? Because I'm
if you
telling
save
you.
it and it disappears, it's kind of like one of those resumes. But you know who won't lose that resume? Our friends over there at Pyramid Recruiting Offices. Pyramid Recruiting Office is the full-service employment agency that has their roots firmly planted in the Tiffin community. Having worked together for over 30 years now, Sue and Diane have a mission, and that is helping great people find great jobs. Give them a call today, 419-447-0455. 5 minutes of your time could change your life for the better. As Anderson's pass, intended pass for right. Yeah, they will give him the reception, but he only gets 2 on the play, brings up a 4th and 13 now, Nate.
4th down and 13 to go, and they'll bring the punt unit onto the field.
And over on the extreme, Colonel Crawford all over the Seneca East, 28-0. 20 seconds remaining in that first half.
Punt is away, fielded at the 29-yard line.
Oh, what is?
Jamison Godfrey on the returns, got it up to the 50, inside Fremont St. Joe territory, down to the 45-yard line. But hang on, we got some laundry on the other side of the field.
At one point, I thought they called that play dead. Everyone just kind of standing around as the return man makes a move upfield. Eric, were you able to pick up the call on that?
Yeah, what was the call on that one, Eric?
All I heard was personal foul, but he didn't say what it was.
So just a personal foul. Okay.
First and 10 for the Senecas at their own 37-yard line.
No.
So that's all the explanation we get.
This drive will start on the 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
Handoff off the right side. Jacob Rumback on the carry.
Rombach has to realize.
I think the ball came out. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the ball came out as he was standing up. But I'm pretty sure someone was able to get, he's able to get his fumble back. So no gain on the play. Ball marked at the 37-yard line.
Some of these backs in today's game, that's one of the things they look for is they look for that open lane. They take that quick stutter step, and sometimes you got to reinforce. When you pick your lane, when you run that route, when you find the edge there, you just got to commit. You can't turn back because that never turns out well for you. As a quick handoff by Schultz.
And Rumback on the carry.
Back up to Warnament.
Cal Warnament on the carry. That was a tough run there by Cal Warnament between the tackles.
You notice that they run Warnament with these gap attacks. He's your guy between the A gap, between the B gap. You get Rombach running an open space. He's a good check down back as well.
Shotgun set. Schultz takes the snap, slings it over the middle. It's tipped up into the air and falls incomplete. Intended for Jamison Godfrey, and that will bring up 4th down. So a 4th down coming up. Looks like the punt unit will come onto the field now as Tiffin Calvert holds a 31-14 lead.
Yeah, no lead safe as the Streaks know that. Pinning the ears back defensively on that last drive to force the Calvert punt. As the Streaks have 6:18 to go in the locker room with a completely different mentality.
And the punt is away, fielded at the 23-yard line. Jackson Wright on the return brings it to the 45, and he's out of bounds inside the 45 to the 47-yard line. Nice return there by Jackson Wright.
Noriega.
It's good for about a 23-yard return.
Starting to get a little chippy down there. I love it. Start dialing up the intensity a little bit more.
Streaks, they go to the 10 from their own 47-yard line.
Very nice return there by Jackson Wright. Sets up Fremont St. Joe with nice field position here, Tommy. They take over at their own 47-yard line after getting the stop defensively. Shotgun set. Anderson back to pass, slings it left side. It's complete. He's got Jackson Wright, and Wright has it out of bounds. Right at about the 46-yard line.
And what do you do when a guy like Wright curls, who you expect to kind of just go up on that deep post? You see him curl back for it, and then he's got you for another 4 or 5 yards. Huge receiving night. Looking for it again.
Oh, nice break on the ball there by Lee Morgan, as he almost had that one, Tommy.
Looking for Wright on the play as Wright made his way across in the middle there, and that's what Anderson didn't like. He didn't want to throw across his body. Decided to anyway.
Ooh, nearly got that one. Nice play there by Morgan.
And the money down now for this Seneca's defense. Trying to get a stop.
Anderson back to pass, slings it left side. Jackson
got it
right on
right
the reception, slips a tackle, and he slips out of bounds right around the 37-yard line. Nice reception there by Jackson Wright. The SBC River leading receiver coming into today has done nothing but add to those totals here today. Tommy, how many receptions do you think he has? At least 6 by now, right? 6 or 7?
Yeah. Reminds me of that stat line I seen when Justin Jefferson had 152 yards and Green Bay had 150 yards.
Yeah, that's a team. Handoff up the middle. Tomas Obregon on the carry. And he drives his legs forward for about a 5-yard gain up to the 32-yard line.
And I know you're trying to cut away at this deficit, but that's something to keep an eye on is Oberon's impact on this game. If you can get that running game established, especially when you're trying to make up the deficit here, you've been hanging tough for the first 24 minutes. You just got to continuously cut away here, try to make this a one-possession ball game, and then you can start unraveling new wrinkles in your offense.
Yeah. So a 2nd down and 5 coming up. We've got a timeout on the field here. Timeout, Fremont St. Joe. We'll keep it right here with 5:14 left to play here in the first half. And we'll thank our sponsors for bringing you tonight's ball game. Thanks to Rodgers Flowers, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, Phillips Electric, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, First National Bank of Sycamore, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, Reino's Pizza and Pasta, Sara RIZEN Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Embroidery and Crafts by Busia, Buckeye IT, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Culligan Water, 5-Star Maintenance, Champs Barbershop, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, The Advertiser Tribune, and this weekend, check out Jam's Heritage Vintage Market. That's right, going on tomorrow from 10 to 4 and Sunday from 11 to 3. Well, we mentioned Benchwarmers, Tommy. Well, tune in every Tuesday right here on Heart of Ohio Sports as we bring you the Coach's Corner live from Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Now featuring live streaming of all Heart of Ohio Sports live broadcasts. Whenever we're live streaming a football or basketball or baseball event or whatever sport it is, you can find it at Benchwarmers. Stop down to Benchwarmers or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, fresh, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call, 567-268-9268, and place your delivery order now.
Yeah, we hope that you're enjoying our faces wherever you go. As you go in and get a haircut, you find Heart of Ohio Sports.
Gage Herring.
Yeah, just served the lineup there.
Wow. Just stood him up. And Obregon's like, hey, what's the license plate number on that truck?
Yeah, just got the wig adjusted.
3rd and 8 for the straight, sets the sign at the 35-yard line.
Now
Anderson back to pass, slings it down the field. He's got a man, Jamison, and it's incomplete as Lee Morgan once again made a break on the ball and unable to come up with the play, or unable to come up with the interception, but makes the play on the ball.
Yeah,
That's the important part.
Ball hung up there in the air way too long. Afforded the defense a chance to make that read and get over to it.
3rd down and 8 coming up. Actually, 4th down and 8. Right?
Yep.
Shotgun set.
Offense.
Anderson back to pass.
Needs a big play.
Slings it down the field for Jackson Wright, and it's picked off at the 1-yard line.
I would have dropped it.
Interception.
You would have took over on the 35.
John Schumacher goes up and gets it.
Should have dropped it. You would have had the chance to start your next drive on the 35, but now.
Hey, I think they're going to put it at the 20. They're going to say his momentum carried him into the end zone, so it is a touchback.
Oh, wow.
And Tiffin Calvert
What a heads
will
up.
take over at their own 20-yard line.
What a heads up play. Talk about knowing where you're at.
Big time play there by the young John Schumacher. Just a sophomore. Plenty of those kind of highlights in his future. Shotgun set. Handoff. Jacob Runback. He's got some running room off the right side to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and he's shoved out of bounds inside Fremont territory down to the 46-yard line.
Jamison able to get an angle on the ball carrier. Hits Runback out of bounds.
Another big play there by Jacob Runback. Coming into today, he had 292 yards on the ground, averaging about 6 yards per carry. Shotgun set. Harry Schultz takes the snap, fakes the handoff, slings it right side, set up a little wide receiver screen. Lee Morgan trying to find some running room, but there's not a whole lot there. As I'll tell you, Tommy, that Fremont defense did a nice job sniffing that one out. They knew exactly what was coming there.
Made the adjustment well on the fly as they thought they were going to, the Senecas were going to turn that one back and lose, but streaks not going away here after a huge turnover.
2nd and 8 for the Senecas.
Chance to bring this back down to a manageable ball game, but a huge interception as Schultz had the pressure coming after him.
Trying to find Cal
Cipher.
Broken up by number 50.
But that one was incomplete.
I mean, Joel Noriega with the pressure there. Forced Schultz to throw it basically into the dirt and got his down man cleaned up.
Noriega came into today leading the streaks in tackles, 24 on the season.
Cal Warnerman had some words for him when he got up there, too.
Oh, I bet. He's a tough, hard-nosed football player. Schultz unloads down the left sideline. Incomplete. Now we're getting a flag that comes in after the play. I'll tell you, that was kind of a late flag there, but I think they're going to go holding on the defense as he had a hold of his arm down the left sideline there, Tommy.
No chance on the plays. You actually see the Senecas moving back. Yeah, that was on the Senecas.
Oh, they're saying holding on the offense. So they're saying Morgan. I thought both their arms were locked, honestly. I thought they had each other locked up down that sideline. But I think you're right, Tommy. I think actually that ball was kind of underthrown, and, you know, maybe they did have a better chance at picking that ball off than Morgan had at catching it. So
3rd and 20.
honestly, you know, it's probably a heads-up play there by Lee Morgan to break that ball up. Penalty or not. But a 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 23. Schultz back to pass, looking down the right sideline. Billy Klaus down there, incomplete. As a physical coverage down the field. Brandon Grawl on coverage, as well as Jackson Wright.
nobody told these defenders and these receivers that they'd be running the 110s all night.
So a 4th down coming up here for Tiffin Calvert. They bring out the punt unit.
14, right.
A.J.
that
Shoemaker unable to
gets
get the
botched.
snap away. Unable to get the punt away
What
after
a
a bad
play!
snap. And a big play in the backfield.
The Streaks now have a chance to finish what they started on their last drive before the turnover. That drive that stalled out right around the 35-yard line. Now the Streaks will have the ball on after the blocked punt right on the 41-yard line.
What a huge play for Fremont St. Joe as they now take over at the Seneca's 24-yard line. Prime position here to add some points before they go into the locker room.
Oh, absolutely. You got to come away with
Have to.
points after this.
You got to get something out of this one.
Play clock runs down.
Bad snap.
Pass.
Anderson able to fall on top of it, luckily.
On play, recovered by number
I'm not sure if that was a
15.
bad snap or just a bad exchange between the center and the quarterback there, because I think he
Let's-
might have pulled back before the snap was actually there.
And that's the confusing thing is the Senecas were the ones that had to bring the defense
10, 3.
back in after the muffed punt. Streaks all the time in the world to get their offense set. Bring the play clock down to 5 before they even get set and forced to hurry up and waste it down. Anderson loads up, finding right down the end zone. Oh,
Ooh, he had a guy down there.
turned away at the last second.
A nice coverage on the play down the field. Lee Morgan on coverage. Boy, I tell you what, Tommy, he's done a great job tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
You're gifted with the turnover on downs. You take over. You lose the snap on first down. You come away empty-handed on second and brings up 3rd and 10 rather quick when you're trying to make up ground.
Shotgun set. Nick Anderson back to pass. Slings it left side and right. Oh, nearly came up with the reception off the bobble. But Lee Morgan
What a
once
way to
again
not
right
give up
there
on the play.
to come up with the pass breakup after missing out on the interception, because both the defender and the receiver made a play on the ball there, Tommy.
Well, what a way for Calvert defense to answer after what was looking to be a promising drive. Went backwards after the holding penalty down around red zone, brought the Senecas all the way back. Then the muffed punt gave Anderson tremendous field position. As Anderson's going to slide short on 4th and 10. Anderson gave himself up. They're going to put the...
Yeah, turnover on downs, so the Senecas will get it back. Oh, Tommy, you want to talk about a missed opportunity, man. Wow.
Yeah, you're not going to
Golden scoring opportunity there.
You're not going to get too many of those chances back.
What a stop by that Calvert defense, though. Way to stand tall. Ball at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10. Yeah. 3 receivers on the near side of the field. Schultz slings it right side. That's Blake Coleman on the reception, and he's got it up near the 25-yard line. Of course, Tommy, we remember Blake Coleman from the baseball diamond. Stellar pitcher for the Tiffin Calvert Senecas. Not a bad fielder as well.
A state semifinalist in his sophomore year.
Schultz slings it over the middle. Morgan on the reception, and he's got it up past the 40-yard line to about the 41. That'll stop the clock with 1:28 to play here in the first half as they move the chains. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. Seneca's quick to get up on the line. Clock starts to roll with 1:21 left here in the first half. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. One man in the backfield, that's Jacob Rumback. Harry Schultz takes the snap, handoff, Rumback, up the middle. Trying to find some running room, breaks a couple tackles. He's got it up near midfield.
Calvert.
Mark him right at the 50-yard line. Timeout, Tiffin Calvert with 1:04 left to play.
This first half starting to roll down. Calvert's got all 3 timeouts. They take one here.
So we'll keep it right here with 1:04 left to play here in the first half. And folks, let me tell you about my friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. First of all, if you haven't seen the newest episode of Mullin' It Over, check it out. It's on the Heart of Ohio Sports page. Give it a watch. It's a great time. It was a great time for me and Greggy anyway. But if you haven't been out to Xcaret in a while, I'm telling you, it's a staple in the Tiffin community. Stop out, check out their new look menu with some delicious new items you have to try for yourself. Gather your friends. Go get some queso. You deserve it. Treat yourself to the best at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant located in the Tiffin Mall. Tommy, what's your go-to for Xcaret? What's your, like, you got a couple items you keep in the rotation?
Oh, yeah, usually I'm like a fajitas Texanas.
Oh, so you go the big fajitas.
Yeah, for 2 when I'm by myself.
By myself.
And then other times it's burrito California with steak.
Ooh, I love that burrito California. That's a good one.
And the chimichangas are good too.
Love the chimmies.
I make
love
them
the pork carnitas.
And I love Lisette, how accommodating she is. The special request.
I know.
As I always get them bad boys with steak in them. Steak chimichanga.
Okay, now I'm going to have to put in a special request of my own. Schultz slings it down the field. It's complete. Billy Klaus with the reception at the 35-yard line. First down, Tiffin Calvert. They move the chains, and that'll stop the clock with 59 seconds left here in the first half. A 15-yard reception there from Harry Schultz to Billy Klaus. Senecas have it. First and 10, 35-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 on the right. Schultz looking right. Gets it out. Klaus on the reception. He's got it up. He breaks the tackle. He's up to about the 25-yard line, so 15 yards on back-to-back plays. And that gives them 30 yards on 2 plays, and they move the ball all the way to the 20-yard line. Timeout for Tiffin Calvert. 52 seconds left to play here in the first half. We'll keep it right here. 31-14 your score. Tiffin Calvert leading Fremont St. Joe. And if you haven't stopped it, Tommy, the other day I seen somebody post something about they just bought a brand new dryer a year ago, and it's already starting to go out on them. Everything's working. It's still spinning, but it's just not working. It's the heat. It's just not heating the clothes up to dry them out. Well, every comment in the comment section told her, because she went to Lowe's to get the dryer, and she goes and calls Lowe's, and Lowe's, I can't help you. It's no, your warranty's expired. Every comment in the comment section. Go to Phillips. Phillips will take care of you. Go to Phillips. I'm telling you guys, Phillips Electric in downtown Tiffin. They're an authorized dealer of Whirlpool, Kenmore, and Maytag products. That means they service all of those products. Anything they sell, they service. So if you got any questions about any of their products or the brands that they may service, give them a call. Schultz back to pass.
Schultz looking.
He's got a man. He's looking for Klaus in the end zone, but Klaus wasn't looking, and it's intercepted. Dumminger on the interception as he's got it up to about the 22-yard line. Klaus, the intended receiver, but I don't think he was ever looking for the ball there, Tommy, as we'll go back and take a look at that one. Great interception there.
Dumminger brought down on the play by number 66, Connor.
I got Dumminger here.
And not quite. Didn't make it. But a nice interception there by Dumminger. That'll set up shop at the 22-yard line for the Crimson Streaks. So 43 seconds left in the first half. No timeouts left. You think they're just going to come out and sit on this, Tommy? Or no, they're not. Empty backfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to try to get some points on the board before the half here.
Anderson slings it out. Oh, nearly intercepted as it goes off the hands of Obregon and almost right into the waiting arms of Cal Warnament.
I mean, you're danged if you do and danged if you don't in some situations. Still got a lot of football left here, but, again, you still got to make some things happen here. Get me in my relaxed state, leaning back. in the.
Just laid back up here in this cush press box. Nice having AC this week. Whew. Shotgun set. Anderson back to pass, slings it out right side, completes it to his receiver. And about a 4, maybe a 5-yard gain up to Michael Jameson. Guess who that was? Yes, Michael Jameson.
I just take it to the half here.
That's probably what they're going to do, but we'll see what the call is. 3rd down and 6. Oh, they're going to try to run a play here, Tommy. 12 seconds left. 3rd down and 6. Anderson back to pass. Looking. And he's just going to throw that one out of bounds with 6 seconds left here in the first half. So
that was the discussion.
What do you do here, Tommy? Are you gonna punt the ball away? After on the last return, Jacob Rumback almost ran the ball back for a touchdown. Are you going to risk possibly punting the ball?
I just do the same thing that you just did.
No, they're going to send the punt unit out.
You can give them a chance to return it here.
I don't know about this.
I would have just ran the same play, looked for a man downfield.
Just run around a little bit in the backfield, try to run that clock out, and then
just toss it away.
Air that ball out as much as you can. And a flag thrown into the backfield. Delay of game on the offense. So a 5-yard penalty. I think there might be some discussion going on as to what they actually want to do here, Tommy. But it does look like they keep the punt unit onto the field.
I don't understand how you have a delay game off an incomplete
They can't get their special teams unit in. Noriega on for the punt. And he gets it away. Rumback fields it at the 44 to the 50. Cuts it inside. And he is still on his feet. Loses the ball, but they whistled the play dead. And that is the final play of the first half. Your score, 31-14. Tiffin Calvert leading Fremont St. Joe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the halftime show brought to you by TPC Food Service. It's all coming to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey guys, this is Aaron Steyer from the Over Under Pod. You catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30. Come join the fun.
Greg Ken here, and you're locked in to high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here. Frost-Kalnow Stadium, Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall. You are tuned in to the TPC Food Service halftime show. 31-14 is your score here at halftime, and Tiffin Calvert, I'll tell you, Tommy, it was a back-and-forth game to start, but the Senecas really have kind of found their groove, and they're starting to find that scoreboard and light it up. So 31 points on the scoreboard here at halftime. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors, and then we will turn it over and let you watch the band. We'd love to let you listen, but I don't want them to pull our stream down, so we'll let you watch, but we can't let you listen. Before we get to that, well, thank you to our tremendous sponsors bringing you tonight's ball game and high school football all season long right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Rodgers Flowers, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, Phillips Electric, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, First National Bank of Sycamore, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, Reino's Pizza and Pasta, Sara Rizen Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Embroidery and Crafts by Busia, Buckeye IT, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Culligan Water, 5-Star Maintenance, Champs Barbershop, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, the Advertiser Tribune, and Jam's Heritage Vintage Market, all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're going to step aside. We'll let you watch the band at halftime. We'll come back with a little bit more breakdown and analysis right before the start of the second half. Once again, for Tommy Hall, I'm Nate Mullins. We'll be right back after the halftime performance from the high school band. Thanks again. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the TPC Food Service halftime show. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. We've got Eric Hall down on the sidelines. And we'll check in with Eric here in just a little bit. But before we do that, Tommy, let's run down what happened in that first half, because, I mean, that was an exciting half of football.
Yeah, track meet basically down here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. These two teams got the fireworks going early. Calvert coming out on defense to start this one, able to get a quick 3 and out. But on their ensuing possession, their first drive, a quick turnover by the Senecas allowed the Streaks to get up ahead early, 7-0 after he points off the turnover. Since then, it's just been a shootout. Both squads with a couple of touchdowns. But the big thing that I seen here, both squads in that first half, 2 turnovers, and that was really those chances to change the complexion, as I like to say, in this one, as the Streaks didn't walk away with points after that second interception that definitely got them within striking distance to close the gap on this one. But the Senecas able to maintain and hold on to that lead after tremendous first half performance by young Harry Schultz, 11 of 18 for 277 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, those 2 picks along the way.
Man.
That's nothing to take away from young Anderson for the St. Joe's, 14 of 30 completions for 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and, you know, bearing the weight of the majority of that yardage, the young Wright for St. Joe's on 11 receptions, 154 yards. Before Calvert, man, Billy Klaus really paving the way. 5 receptions for 172 yards, averaging 34 yards a reception.
Wow. And, Tommy, I understand on the other side, I mean, what a performance from the Crimson Streaks as
we talked about again.
Jackson Wright had a phenomenal first half.
154 yards just in that first half on 11 receptions. St. Joe in that first half, 184 yards of total offense compared to Tiffin Calvert, 361 throughout the first 24 minutes of action. One of the reasons why you see this one, 31-14, with the Senecas receiving the ball to start the second half.
That's absolutely right. Big start here for Tiffin Calvert. Let's see if they can close it out here in the second half. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for bringing you high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. First, we'll start with our halftime show sponsor, TPC Food Service. Folks, for 75 years, TPC Food Service in Tiffin, Ohio, has been providing quality product and service to food service operators in Northwest Ohio and the surrounding areas. Family owned and Ohio proud. Contact them toll free at 1-800-342-0477 today. TPC Food Service, big enough to serve you, small enough to care. We'll take a rundown and thank all of our sponsors here today. Thanks to Rodgers Flowers, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, Phillips Electric, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, First National Bank of Sycamore, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, Reino's Pizza and Pasta, Sara RIZEN Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, and we're underway here in the second half as the kickoff fielded at the 13-yard line. I'll bring it up to the 25-yard line is where they'll be brought down. Once again, Sara RIZEN Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Embroidery and Crafts by Busia, Buckeye IT, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Culligan Water, 5-Star Maintenance, Champs Barbershop, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Advertiser Tribune, and Jam's Heritage Vintage Market. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. 31-14 your score. We start the second half with Tiffin Calvert with possession at their own 25-yard line, leading 31-14.
Schultz, back to pass, quick screen, down to,
I believe that was Jacob Rumback on the carry after the catch.
and Romback making the best out of that quick screen, able to move the chain on the first play of the second half of action here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. You're tuned into the Adrenaline Stream here on Heart of Ohio Sports over on the X Stream on our YouTube page. You can also catch Seneca East against Colonel Crawford, which I don't know why you would, as that one's just been a drubbing. Colonel Crawford on top.
Schultz slings it out left side, and that one's incomplete.
For number 28.
He's looking for Jacob Rumback on the left side, and that'll bring up second down. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. We've got our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. We'll check in with him momentarily. Also, our cameraman extraordinaire, Bailey Mullins, keeping us focused on the action. Shotgun set. Two receivers on each side of the formation. Schultz back to pass. Looking.
All the time in the world.
Steps up into the pocket. Now rolls out to his left. Slings it out left. It's complete. He's got it up to his man, and he's got it out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. Jamison Godfrey on the reception. And he's got good enough for a first down up to the 46-yard line inside Fremont St. Joe territory.
Yeah, and I love, again, to watch Schultz in his maturation process as a signal caller for the Senecas. Even with the 277-plus yards he's had racked up just in the first half, you know, you see little things that you're waiting to kind of come together in these flashes of brilliance.
11:09 left to play here in the third. Handoff to Jacob Rumback.
And nothing flashy about that run as he just plows ahead for about 2 yards, if that.
And they give him a yard up to the 45-yard line. We'll check in with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall. Eric, second half, start of the second half. I know it's still early, but how's that energy feeling down there right now? I mean,
this student section down here is still bringing it. I am enjoying watching these guys. They are having fun on this homecoming weekend.
All right. Check in with Eric after this play again. Slings it out right side. Blake Coleman on the reception. Up to the 40, 35, and out of bounds.
Ball comes
down
out
right at the 30-yard line. The ball comes out at the end of the play. And it looks like, Fremont St. Joe recovers the fumble at the 19-yard line. So the Crimson Streaks come up with the ball.
Fumble on the play.
After Coleman fumbles.
Yeah, they ain't
after
going.
an impressive little catch after the run.
Yeah, Streaks aren't going anywhere. As you saw on that play, the linebackers came up, able to get that one down on the flats. Saw no coverage there, but relied on that secondary to come clean up the play and able to pop the ball out. So, I mean, it really just another way the ball bounces, I guess.
Streaks take over at their own 19. They'll pitch out to the right side. Obregon trying to find some running room. Cuts it back inside and right into the arms of an awaiting Calvert defender.
Tackle for a loss there.
It's going to be at least a 1 to 2 yard loss, but hang on. We got a flag that flies in at the end of the play. We'll see what the call is, but it's something coming from that sideline over there on the left side here.
53, Colin McCarty on the tackle.
Gonna need to use a little extra Tide in their laundry this weekend.
Yeah.
Grass stained.
Personal foul. Defense.
Ooh. Personal foul on the defense. That's the second time we've heard that today. I can guarantee some people are going to be running in practice this week. First and 10, ball at the 35-yard line for Fremont St. Joe.
Well, I mean, a lot of people refer to football as a contact sport. I mean, it's more of a collision sport. You get contact in ballroom dancing, so things can get a little chippy down there. You can cooler heads prevail, but that's one of the things defensively. You always got to keep your head on a swivel.
Anderson slings it out right side, completes it to his receiver. That is Eli Holman on the reception.
Number 3, Eli Holman, pushed out of bounds by number 85, Lee Morgan.
9:30 remaining here in the third quarter as this one continues to roll on. The Senecas started this second half with the ball firmly in control. We're driving, huge fumble. Got the ball back in the possession of the Streaks, who need to make something happen off that fortunate turnover, but the Senecas continue to drive and continue to pursue with this defense just pinning their ears back, Nate.
Yeah, and they were all over that one. Billy Klaus coming in to make the stop.
That's what's frustrating. You coach nicely in this squad, St. Joe's squad, is 3rd and 7 comes up so quick.
It really does.
And you just, you're trying to get your offense going. But if you don't know what's working because of these quick in and outs, that's sometimes why they're forced to go to the hot hand of a guy like Wright, which you see right here, targeted.
Anderson slings it out left side, and that is incomplete. He was looking for his intended target, Jackson Wright, right around the 49-yard line. Would have been good enough for the first, but Wright unable to come up with the catch, and that'll bring up 4th down and 7. It should bring out the punt unit.
Well, like that wrinkled up piece of paper I keep in my wallet with my Aunt Lola's phone number, you continuously try to go to Wright to bail you out, and eventually, that well's going to dry up.
And the punt is away. Noriega gets it away. Punt fielded at the 27-yard line. Jameson Godfrey on the return. 45.
Wow, look at this
to the
return.
50, and he's brought down right around the 49-yard line. They'll mark him at the 48 inside Fremont St. Joe territory. What a return there by Jameson Godfrey. Good for 25 on the return.
He did not have much of a hole there. He slipped right between 2 defenders.
Yeah, he really did. Made himself skinny is what we like to call him.
The best return since the McRib.
We'll take a look around the area at some of the scores. Look at this exciting game. Willard and Lakota. Willard leading 27-24 over the Raiders right now in the 3rd quarter.
And those Raiders, they've had a little bit of a rough patch to start this season.
Handoff off the right side. Cal Warnament loses the ball, but the ground causes the fumble. And Tommy, that one was a case of, I don't know what caught it. Was that the turf monster?
Yeah, I think so, but he hit hard. Ooh.
Yeah, I felt that thud.
Yeah, Eric, I didn't see him get tackled by anybody. He just kind of.
I think his feet got tangled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The theory is that rubber and that turf makes that impact a little easier on you. But, man, I tell you what, when you get those little rubber particles up in your eyes and in your cleats, it's a little more bothersome when you're also.
Hand off up the middle. Warnament on the carry. He's to the 30, the 25, the 20. Cuts back inside. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tiffin Calvert. Cal Warnament from 45 yards out.
Cal Warnament just takes the rock, tucks it under his arm, and as you see here, breaks it to one side, finds the edge. It's at a foot race. You got defenders trailing him as he cuts it back inside for the big TD to extend this lead. And this one's starting to slip away as you only get so many shots afforded to you if you're St. Joe's. Ugh. And mud fence looking kick is no good. Still keeps this one 37-14. Seneca's with a big lead. Once again, 47-yard scamper by Warnament, puts the Senecas, continues to keep the Senecas on top. Miss PAT puts this one at 37-14 after the Streaks, Nate, here in the second half has been afforded several opportunities to cut this one down to even a 10-point game at one point. Now the Seneca's starting to unload here. Don't forget, we'll have the fallout from Week 5 as we're already halfway through the regular season this Monday.
Unreal.
On the Pulse podcast. And then on Tuesday, live from Benchwarmers, the Coach's Corner with Nate Mullen, as just about as much coverage as you can shake a stick at. Continue on Wednesday, the Over Under podcast with Joey Krajewski and Aaron Steyer, as that kickoff will roll into the end zone for a touchback.
But yeah, the Pulse was a pretty fun podcast this past week. Looking forward to this coming up Monday, as we'll have another episode for you live from the Heart of Ohio Sports Studios. Don't forget, tune in this Sunday as we'll have some fantasy football coverage before the start of the games on Sunday. Tune in. I'm thinking right around 9:30 is probably when that fantasy show is going to start on Sunday morning. Of course, the guys from the Over Under podcast, Aaron Steyer, Joey Krajewski, joining you live in studio. We'll have maybe a little special something after that. We'll see. Handoff up the middle. Obregon on the carry, and he's got it up to about the 24-yard line. About a 4-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 6. 37-14 your score. Tiffin Calvert on top of Fremont St. Joe now here in the third quarter. 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, you can keep up with all the games in the area. Even on our other YouTube page, the Xstream featuring Seneca East and Colonel Crawford.
Anderson's pass over the middle, complete. He's got it up to number 17. That's Zaquan Bradford. And Bradford has it up for the first down up to the 36-yard line. That's a nice little catch and run for Bradford. Make something happen after the catch.
As we talked about our expanded coverage, you know, you can go on our website, heartofohiosports.com, and you can also, right there at the top, you got a live ticker, a score stream, giving you all the live updates from all the games around the area while you watch this game right here live.
Sling it out left, complete to Jackson Wright, but right there on the coverage is Kevin Ardner.
They're treating Wright like he's his own zone cover.
Yeah,
It's just,
pretty much. That's one way to play it.
it's just amazing to me. You'll watch that, I guess he'd be an outside linebacker.
Warriors now on top of Winford 12-8 in the fourth quarter. Of course, Mohawk starting out 0-3 on the season. That would be a big win for them.
Wow.
2 wins in a row now. Anderson back to pass. Got a man down the middle of the field. Oh, what a play on the ball by Kevin Ardner as he goes up and tries to high point that one. Tommy, he looked like the receiver on that play.
Yes. And on 3rd and 8.
For number 34, Jake Dumminger. By number 11.
Third down and 8 coming up here. Some other scores from around the area. Hopewell leading Margaretta 27-13 in the fourth quarter. A lot of these games in the fourth quarter, because this one, Tommy, it hasn't really been moving that quick because they're throwing a lot of passes.
Yeah.
Empty backfield set. Anderson slings it out left side, and that one's incomplete. See, there was just 3 seconds off the clock.
Not exactly my brand of football, but I mean, it's one of those.
Well, it's a stark comparison to Gibsonburg last week, I'll tell you that much. We were done by now. The way the Golden Bears run the ball, they run the clock out, and they just bleed the clock. I mean, that's not something you're seeing tonight. 37-14, high snap. Noriega able to get it under control. What a job by the punter, Joel Noriega.
But what a return once again.
Jamison Godfrey on the return brings it back all the way into Crimson Streak territory. But, man, I guess I got to give it up to Joel Noriega on that one. What a play to be able to go up there and get that.
What a boot.
I bet the basketball coach is saying, hey, come out for the basketball team. Come on. Went up and blocked that one. They'll start out right about the 47-yard line. First down, Tiffin Calvert. 5:23 left to play here in the third quarter. 37-14 your score. Seneca's lead by 23. Schultz back there in the shotgun, looking to pass. Slings it out. He's got a man right side, completes it to Blake Coleman. Coleman splits the defenders, jukes his man, and has it down inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. Blake Coleman showing off the moves.
You know, earlier we saw a little smattering of Coleman Dust being blessed with with his presence on this broadcast, as we first introduced you to him in our initial coverage of Calvert baseball. And we're talking about a kid that was a freshman at the time, leading his squad to the state semi. Of course, he's had a great support around him. But, man, you love seeing Coleman in his sophomore campaign and making things happen.
Up the middle, Jacob Rumback on the carry. Got it up to about the 13-yard line. No, mark it at the 14, actually. So, good for about 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 coming up. A lot of blowouts in the area right now, Tommy, as Port Clinton leading Rodgers 47-8. Cary on top of Buckeye Central 48-7. Bellevue leading Toledo Start 46-0. That's actually a final now. And Cary is a final over Buckeye Central as well. Schultz back to pass, slings it out left side, completes it to Jacob Rumback. Breaks a tackle down inside the 10, dives forward to about the 8-yard line.
And what's crazy is at one point, how long this game remained about a 10-point, almost a one-possession game if the Streaks were able to get within striking distance. But now the Senecas able with a chance here, 37-14. And again, I'm no math magician, but if the Senecas are able to score here, they and get the extra point, they have a chance here to get up by 30 points and bring out the other enemy.
And fakes the handoff. Schultz keeps it himself and carries it into the end zone for the touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run from Harry Schultz. Let's take another look at that one. As Schultz fakes the handoff and carries it off right side into the end zone from 9 yards out for the touchdown. And a nice job there by Harry Schultz.
If you're the Crimson Streaks, again, if they make this PAT, you're facing another enemy.
And the extra point attempt is up, and it is through the uprights. And that gives the Senecas a 30-point lead in the second half. You know what that means, folks. That clock is now going to continue to run. The only time it will stop is for an official stop, for a timeout, or for an injured player, or possession change. That's it.
Well, that's the problem is, again, if you were the Crimson Streaks and you've allowed yourself to get buried in this hole with 3:38 remaining in the third quarter, you're facing another enemy. You got to be quick to the ball. You got to almost run your 2-minute offense because literally the clock is winding down. You got to put points on the board to stop the clock first.
Absolutely.
Then after that, you got to get some stops defensively and continue to get some get something done on offense. You've walked away empty-handed after being able to prove that you can move the ball pretty well. But the Streaks just unable to finish drives. Turnovers have really resulted into self-inflicted wounds and an early burial for the St. Joe's Crimson Flashes.
You know, you say unable to finish. You know what I'm always able to finish? Lee's famous recipe chicken is famous for a reason. Their famous recipe chicken is always cooked fresh, never frozen. Then it's honey dipped, hand breaded in their special blend of herbs and spices, and pressure cooked to seal in that delicious flavor. Proof is in the chicken. See for yourself and stop in today. Return man fields it, brings it back to the 25 to the 30 and up past the 30 to the 33-yard line. Of course, Lee's offers dine-in, carry-out, or you can take advantage of their convenient drive-thru. Open 10:30 to 9 p.m. every day of the week. Choose Lee's famous recipe chicken in Tiffin.
You got to take a page out of Marshawn Luntz's book here. If you're the Streaks, come out here, take care of your chicken, take care of your mentals as you try to dig yourself out of this hole you allowed yourself to get in.
Down by 30. What was that, Eric?
I was going to say I wish I would have got some Lee's chicken because that gas station burrito that I got before the game,
it's not sitting right with you.
Please, for sure.
You have the Indus Mexican restaurant. You're eating gas station burritos?
Yeah, you're eating gas station burritos when we can get Xcaret Mexican restaurant anytime you want.
Hey, on the way here, man, you just got to get what you can get.
You got to get what you can get.
I get it.
We'll check it with Eric in between quarters here for our weather report. Get an update on the weather situation. A quick pitch on the left side, and I tell you, that Calvert defense has been all over the run game. There's been no room to run within that Calvert defense. And it's a change from last week. Now we got a penalty. Another personal foul against Tiffin Calvert. There's going to be some tired kids at practice this week. I'm going to tell you that much right now.
Unsportsmanlike.
That's the third dead ball personal foul penalty you've seen against the Calvert Senecas today. And that's not something we're used to seeing out of these Senecas. Some boys are going to be running at practice this week.
Well, they talk about sore losers. There's such thing as being a bad winner as well. You got to
win with class.
Yeah. Keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later.
Ball at the 49. Nick Anderson back to pass, slings it out left side. And he's trying to find Jackson Wright. But I think he thought he was just a little taller than 6'4". I'm going to give a shout out to another one of our sponsors, 5 Star Maintenance. Of course, at 5 Star Maintenance, their mission is to exceed the expectations of their clients and execute each project with precision from start to finish. If your commercial construction project needs immediate attention, their highly skilled and efficient team is ready to tackle even the most challenging projects. Call Charlie or Tim today at 419-443-0414. Let them come up with a plan for you.
Sold old Timmy his bike.
Handoff, right side, right, almost loses it, but gets it back. And now he's got some running room as he finds some space within the defense, but is lit up as he comes back across the middle. Billy Klaus laying the wood. Now that was a hit. It should be the last play of the third quarter. And I believe that'll be the last play, but we'll see. Hang on. They're going to get right up to the line here. 2 seconds, and they're just going to waste their effort because that's the end of the third quarter. It is now 44-14, Tiffin Calvert, as we head to the fourth quarter of action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. You're tuned in right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Stay right here. You're locked in on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski, co-host of the Over Under podcast on Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, guys.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we're back here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. We start the fourth quarter of action as Tiffin Calvert holds a 44-14 lead over Fremont St. Joe. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got Bailey Mullins running the camera. We've got Eric Hall down on the sideline. Let's check in with Eric Hall after this play for the Phillips Electric weather report. Get a little update on the weather situation. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. 3rd and 5. Sling it over the middle. It's incomplete. Anderson looking for his intended target, Jackson Wright. But that one falls to the turf, incomplete. Let's send it down there to Eric Hall. He's got the weather report from Phillips Electric. Eric, go ahead. Take it away, buddy.
Thanks, guys. You couldn't dial up a better night down here. It is awesome. 71 degrees. You got a little bit of a breeze. There's some cloud cover. I couldn't find the moon earlier, but it is a perfect night for football.
That's all right. When we're done, I'll show you the moon.
I don't want to see that one.
I don't think anybody does. Ball at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. 4 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right side of the formation. And he looks right. Anderson going down the field. He's got Jackson right. Oh, and it's
I think
incomplete.
that's a little early there.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be caught anyways. Well out of bounds.
Up by number 7.
Jamison Godfrey on the coverage.
Take over
And you're right, though, Tommy. It was a lot of jockeying for position, I'll say that.
I mean, if you're inside the hash, it's a different story. When you're fighting on the sideline, I mean, it's kind of no man's land.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
really is. Not that I've ever really scrapped on the sidelines.
No,
I mean, not in inbounds anyway.
10 for the Senecas. 35.
Willard leading Lakota now 41-31 in the fourth quarter. That's another exciting game there.
That opened up pretty quick, though.
Yeah, it did. Handoff. No, they faked the handoff.
Look at that, though.
After the fake handoff, A.J. Shoemaker on the carry. Gets it forward for about a 4-yard loss.
Noriega in on a stop.
Now Kevin Ardner into the game now at quarterback for Tiffin Calvert. Of course, Hopewell still leading Margaretta 27-13 in the fourth quarter. Get you some more scores after this play here. Shotgun set, Ardner back to pass, slings it left side. It's complete. He's got it up to Dylan Stevens. Stevens still on his feet. Gets it all the way down to the 36-yard line. Dylan Stevens, the senior receiver, getting some playing time here. And takes advantage of it there by pushing that one down the field. Ball at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 receivers on each side of the field. Ardner takes the snap. He's going to keep it off the right side, but the defense is right there to make the stop. Zaquan Bradford on the tackle for Fremont.
I tell you what, it's frustrating, especially when you play for a team like the Crimson Streaks, who you see these flashes, these bright spots with. But at the end of the day, you know, again, when you see the other squad with reserves and you're still out there sucking wind, playing both sides of the ball, and then you look over on your sideline knowing that there's not much reprieve there. I mean, again, it can mess with your mentality, and it's nice to see the Streaks continuing to play hard and play ahead.
As A.J. Shoemaker pushes his way inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. Nice play there after he reverses field there, Tommy. It looked like he was going one way, and he decided, no, let's go this way. I like this way better.
Hey, man, I tell you what, with 3 minutes remaining in that third quarter, I still thought it was a little early to be folding the 10 up a little bit.
I don't know. Shotgun set, 2 receivers on each side of the field. Ardner rolling to his right, slings it out right, completes it. He's got it up to the 10, to the 5, and right down around the 3-yard line is Jacob Kidwell on the reception.
Ardner's pass.
That's Kevin Ardner. I tell you, he's
number 33.
He's moving the ball pretty nice down there.
I thought that was 87. I might have been mistaken. Eric, did you get the license plate number on that one?
Not hard to see that other side of the field.
Yeah, same here. 3 receivers on the near side of the field. Ardner takes the snap, and I think we're going to get a offside penalty, possibly. Ball's on the ground. Eric, you say the ball's on the ground?
Yeah, it looks like Calvert recovered.
Calvert comes up with the recovery.
Yeah, play should have been called dead.
I think it was an offsides. That's why they didn't call it dead.
Illegal shift.
Oh, illegal shift. I think they had 2 men in motion there.
You got a lot of guys who are getting their first varsity minutes, chomping at the bit.
Absolutely.
It can be a little overwhelming. Talk about maximizing your minutes so often.
Shotgun formation here. We got a timeout on the field. Fremont St. Joe wants to talk things over. We'll keep it right here. 6:39 left to play here in the ball game. And Tommy, where do you go when you need to look good?
The mirror.
You don't just entrust your looks to anyone, do you? You go to the pros at Champs Barbershop. Randy and his crew will treat you right from start to finish. It's truly a unique experience, so it'll leave you feeling like $1,000,000. Stop in and see it for yourself at 270 South Washington Street in Tiffin. And if you're watching this tomorrow morning on the broadcast, on the re-air, a huge shout out to Randy and the crew there at Champs Barbershop for all of their support. And the rebroadcasts are always greatly appreciated.
I've been getting what's left of my hair cut there for many years now. I got the wavy hair now. It's all waving goodbye.
I don't understand it. There's less work for him to do, and the haircut keeps going up in price.
Yeah. That's why I started throwing in the beard trim.
That's right.
And I tell you,
gotta get my money's worth here.
You want somebody to line you up, that beard up. Randy's your guy.
Randy or just about anybody there. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Shotgun set here. Kevin Ardner takes the snap, keeps it off the left side, trying to find some running room.
How is he still on his...
And he buries his head forward for about a 3-yard gain down to just about the 3-yard line. Looks like a flag that flies in from the back judge. Most likely that's holding. It is.
I'm going to say the longest 2-yard play of all time.
All goes for naught.
Just trying to run this clock out.
Yeah. Well, they don't really have to do anything to run the clock out now. Thankfully, that clock's just going to keep running.
First and goal for the Senecas at the street.
Down to 5:40 left to play here in the ball game. Kevin Ardner in the shotgun. Handoff, A.J. Shoemaker off the right side. He's going to be slung down behind the line.
A.J. Shoemaker on a carry.
By the defense.
By number 55, Joel Noriega.
Joel Noriega on the tackle, and he is writhing in pain now. Hopefully he's okay. It's probably just a cramp. And I'll tell you, Tommy, did you ever deal with cramping when you were in high school? What was that like? What is that? As a player, you see it as soon as it happens, they just lay right down and say, stretch it, and they point to any of their teammates, just stretch me out. What does that do when they're stretching them out? Are they locked up? Is their muscles locked up? Is that why?
I think your body responds just like it would to anything that's sudden or unexpected, is you kind of take that quick moment to gather yourself, try to feel through what's going on, whether or not, where that pain's centrally located at, what's going on with you, to the point where, it can be a little scary at first, but that's why you kind of take your time, you remain where you're at, let the trainers come out, take a look at you, explain it to them, because they have a better idea of what's going on than you do. It might be your body, but again, these guys are trained to look for those signs, and, for the most part, I don't think you ever get through a season 100% or feeling right. You just feel as good as you can.
That's right. You do what you can. You know who else does what they can? They do what they can for you. That's Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, offering accounting and tax preparation services to customers and small business owners located in and around the Tiffin area. Linda S. Ritzler Accounting is here to serve your needs. Their dedicated staff can help you with tax preparation services, consulting, business planning, and auditing. Call Linda S. Ritzler Accounting at 419-447-6413 to set up your consultation and get back to running your business. Handoff. And that one right there is Jacob Kidwell. As Kidwell gets it up to the 15-yard line. Now, you want to talk about a talented young man. Freshman, Jacob Kidwell.
Gain of 6 on the play.
We'll be calling his name quite a bit on Friday nights here in the next 3 years, Tommy, as he's getting his opportunities now here in this extended playing time. But that's a young man who's going to carve himself out a nice role within this offense. Shotgun set. Handoff once again, Kidwell off the right side trying to find some running room. And he is brought down right around the 13-yard line.
For the most part, that's what you love about good football programs, is when you have these chances to see some of these guys who get their playing time, these young athletes who are definitely bright spots that, with a heavy class in front of you of starters and whatnot, when you finally do get that call up to the varsity squad, those varsity minutes, it's always nice to unleash those weapons they've had.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of holstered for all them years.
Kevin Ardner in the shotgun takes the snap. Actually, I don't think that's Ardner anymore. There's number 16, Luke Vandette, into the quarterback position. And the handoff on 4th down, not good enough to make it to the end zone, so they'll turn it over on downs. So that will stop the clock long enough for the next play. Folks, tomorrow, pick up a copy of the Advertiser Tribune. Check out the Heart of Ohio Sports ad each Friday, though, to see which matchups we'll be covering that week and how you can tune in. Stay up to date on all the local teams and beyond as their coverage area continues to expand. Go to advertisertribune.com to subscribe to the digital version and get access to the news you want wherever you go. Call the Advertiser Tribune today at 419-448-3200 to get on board with the longest-running news publication in the Tiffin area.
Again, great in-depth coverage of the area.
Saw Matt Nye here.
Yeah, for all your local sports need. Then again, if you just want a quick rundown of what you're about to watch, I encourage you to go to our website, heartofohiosports.com. Look for Josh Morgrett's article, the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer, posted every week, giving you the rundown of games ahead. And then also we'll catch you up on other sports going on in the local area, what to watch out for the week ahead as well.
Absolutely. Make sure you stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Of course, they've been a part of the community for 70 years. They're a member-driven financial cooperative. They're delighted to provide a personal touch to an often impersonal industry with a focus on respect and member satisfaction while caring for your financial needs. Stop in at Your Legacy, located at 25 Schaefer Park Drive in Tiffin. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA. Handoff up the middle. Short gain on the play.
2:45 remaining here in the game. Calvert able to open this one up early on in the third quarter. As you see the score, 44-14. It's Calvert, after dropping 2, definitely looking to get into the win column. And what a much-needed win here in front of the home crowd on homecoming night.
And not a whole lot doing there on the run play. Ethan Mariscal on the carry.
I had to get my readers out and start naming off some of these names that are coming into the game.
Got a third down coming up here, 3rd and 6. 1:48 left to play here in the ball game. And you got just enough time to get your call into Reino's Pizza and Pasta. 3rd down and 6. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle, off the right side, and he's got close to the first down yardage, but I don't know if he's got enough. I think they're going to go ahead and give it to him. So Ben Yount on the carry, picks up the first down, and that'll move the chains to the 20-yard line. Once again, you got plenty of time, folks. Get your call into Reino's Pizza and Pasta, home to some of the best pizza in Tiffin. Give the Varia Pie a shot tonight. Perfect for those families that just can't make up their mind about what pizza to get. You can get up to 4 different pizzas in one. And make sure one of those sections is the new MST loaded chicken pizza. Handoff up the middle, off the right side. Not a whole lot of running room there, but about a 3-yard gain. Sets him up with a 2nd down and 7. Of course, we got our order into Steinmetz, Tommy. Got some new shirts on the way. New shirt design. Ooh. Big shout out to Eric Hall on the design. Pretty excited to see those come to life. Down to 20 seconds left here in the ball game. Handoff up the middle. Ben Yount on the carry. Got it up near the 30-yard line. And that should do it. Sam Morgan on the tackle for Tiffin Calvert, and that's going to do it. That's your final. 44-14, Tiffin Calvert with the win over Fremont St. Joe. Double zeros on the clock. Time to celebrate if you're a Calvert fan. We're going to step aside. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show brought to you by your friends at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, and we will have our player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Stay right here. You're locked in on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
How are we doing, guys? My name is Joey Krajewski, co-host of the Over Under podcast on Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock and every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you, guys.
Be sure to give us a like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, and we are back. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall on the call. We've got Eric Hall down on the sidelines. And, of course, the cameraman extraordinaire, Bailey Mullins, keeping us locked in on the action. Thanks for tuning in here to the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show. And we are at double zeros on the clock, folks. 44-14 is your final score. Tiffin Calvert taking care of business here on homecoming night in front of the hometown faithful. And they move on to 3-2 now. After two straight losses, they rebound, get themselves back into the win column, and back over that 500 mark on the season here. At the midway point of the season, Tommy, it's exactly the kind of win you needed if you're Tiffin Calvert.
Absolutely. It's not about where you start, it's where you finish. As the Senecas, discipline issues, some of those penalties that they found themselves unneeded, those are all little things to address. It's, about carrying yourself forward, and especially after suffering those two losses on the road. Coming in tonight, you got a team looking to play spoiler on the road against you, an SBC River rivalry, and to come out there and take care of business. That was exactly what Calvert did. As found themselves in some trouble early, but that short-term memory of Harry Schultz led him to just bigger and better things, as he had himself one heck of a night, being able to find Calvert receivers, not be afraid to sling it in the air, as young Harry Schultz, that was the old stat, finishing up tonight 16 of 24 for 354 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now, mind you, at the
354 and 3 tutties?
Yeah. Now, mind you, at the first half, he had 11 of 18 for 277 yards.
Wait, Tommy, he didn't even play the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Exactly.
So he did all that in 3 quarters, folks.
Yeah, so the Senecas tonight able to put up 562 yards of offense. 390 of them came through the air, and that's a pretty good ball game.
And a huge shout out to Don Cook for those stats. We wouldn't be able to give you those stats if not for the graciousness of the great Don Cook up here in the press box. Huge shout out to everybody involved today. Big shout out to Eric Hall as he's patiently awaiting our player of the game, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Tommy, I think, before we really get to the player of the game interview, let's take a step aside and let's thank our sponsors for bringing you tonight's ball game right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks to Rodgers Flowers, TPC Food Service, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, Phillips Electric, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, First National Bank of Sycamore, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, TJ Willie's Fine Foods, Feasel's Frame and Collision, Reino's Pizza and Pasta, Sara Rizen Century 21 Bolte in Tiffin, Embroidery and Crafts by Busia, Buckeye IT, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, Culligan Water, 5-Star Maintenance, Champs Barbershop, Pyramid Recruiting Offices, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Advertiser Tribune, and Jam's Heritage Vintage Market. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You're tuned into the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. We're going to step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our Player of the Game, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. It's all come to you next right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Like, follow, and subscribe to Heart of Ohio Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey guys, this is Aaron Steyer from the Over Under Pod. You catch us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 8:30. Come join the fun.
Greg Ken here, and you're locked in to high school football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here with the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union post-game show. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call here. We're coming to you live from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Your final score, 44-14, Tiffin Calvert over Fremont St. Joe. We are patiently awaiting our player of the game. Matt and I probably has more questions for him now, knowing that we're waiting on him. So that's probably what's going on right now with Matt. He's like, you know what? Heart of Ohio Sports wants you? I got a couple more questions.
Well,
what kind of shoes you got on?
In-depth coverage by Matt and I. Again, we could be here all night, but at the same time, big win by Calvert. We talked about how when you start getting to the back nine of the season, of the regular season, we're at week 5, starting week 6 next week. But when you go into the season and if you were to be 2-3 going into week 6, you got a lot of ground to make up.
That's right.
You can't afford any more missteps. You can't afford any more losses, especially when you go against prime competition down the stretch in your conference. You got to be able to account for those bumps you may still take in the later part of the season.
All right, well, I think we have our player of the game as he's making his way up the steps now with our sideline reporter, Eric Hall.
That's well good. I'm in the middle of a point. Yeah, as you continue on this season again, you know, you kind of need to just build upon the momentum, capitalize, and you know, down the stretch when you're still vying for the postseason. You know, games like these are the ones that got you to that day.
That's right. All right. Well, now we have our player of the game, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. Eric Hall standing by with our player of the game. Tonight, we're giving that award to Harrison Schultz. Eric, go ahead, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I got Harry Schultz here. Harry, 350 plus, 3 touchdowns, and that was in what, 3 quarters?
Yeah, I guess you could say so, yeah.
Is
Shout out to the O-line, my receivers making plays, and obviously coach putting us in position to succeed on it.
Awesome. You guys had this the student section going tonight. You guys went all in pajamas out here tonight?
Yeah,
Did you have some Spirit Week going?
Yeah, it was Spirit Week all week at school, so we had different themes, and yeah, I'm not in charge of that, but they have fun, and I'm glad it really gives us a better feel for the game and better atmosphere.
Heck yeah, well, they were bringing it tonight, and you guys are going to give them a heck of a start to their homecoming weekend.
Yeah.
You guys got any big plans for homecoming?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm going with the dance with some of my boys, and we're having a good time.
Heck yeah, well, you are our MST Sauce Company player of the game. Have you been to Madison Street?
Yes, I have.
Oh, of course.
Got any favorites?
I like sweet barbecue and garlic parm. I like the chunks and
Yep.
the waffle fries.
Yep.
Ooh, waffle
Can't go wrong with that
fries.
garlic parm, man. Well, here's you a gift card.
Thank you, appreciate
for
it.
Madison Street. You got any shout outs before we go here?
Shout out my mom and dad. So I appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right. Thanks again, Harry Schultz, our MST player of the game. And once again, you're tuned in here on the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call. Tommy, let's wrap things up. What a great game here for Tiffin Calvert and the Calvert faithful on homecoming night. Great way to celebrate the weekend. Get a jump start to your weekend here with a big win. But Tommy, as they start to look forward now, and you're allowed to do so, you got some tough matchups on the horizon coming up.
Absolutely. And again, this was one of those games where you
Got to have it.
can't afford that misstep. You continue to establish your identity offensively. And again, this was one of those games where both squads came in prime. I really felt St. Joe's came in with their A game. They made some great stops defensively. They were able to get the ball moving, but at the end of the day, you can't afford these games to get into a shootout because offense, again, can quench an eager defense in a second. As
for sure,
we watched that unravel firsthand as St. Joe's just wasn't able to keep up. And now with Calvert seemingly in control of their own destiny, they continue to move on as they got some key competition coming up ahead as they'll be away against Margaretta, who's 4-0 before this game. I haven't got to check where they're at now, but
we'll be there for that one.
Bern Union, Buckeye Local, Hopewell Loudon, and Lakota to finish out. So you're definitely going to get everybody's best shot.
We'll have 4 out of those 5 games. The only one we won't be able to cover is Buckeye Local, but we will be there for 4 out of those last 5 games for Tiffin Calvert. You'll find it right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. But, Tommy, those are going to be some tough matchups starting with next week against Margaretta, who, if I remember correctly, let me check the score on that Margaretta game as of right now. Let's see. Yes, final 27-13. Hopewell Loudon over Margaretta. So those Polar Bears were 4-0 going into that game. You got to think they're going to be coming into next week's game, a home game, with some chip on their shoulder, a little bit of chippiness going into next week because they're going to want to avenge that loss to Hopewell.
Yeah, every team starts to write their own story, write their own chapter on how their 2022 campaign will end. And I tell you what, if Calvert wants to continue to etch another chapter, continue on with its story, it starts on the road against Margaretta next week as you picked up a big win here, but you got to continue to let the dominoes fall for you to be able to get yourself a berth into the postseason.
That's absolutely right. They got to just keep taking care of business. But I think if they continue to play their brand of football, that's where they're going to find success. It's when they start getting outside of that comfort zone, start trying to be what they're not, and they start getting into trouble. And I think they've done a great job in these last 5 weeks of really figuring out who they are going into this stretch run over the next 5 weeks. So
yeah, it's about playing a full 48 minutes. And I tell you what, there are times when I watch Calvert where they'll play with anybody for a long, long period of time. It's just about getting a full 48 minutes out of this Seneca squad, and you can see some things happen.
Absolutely. Folks, I want to give you one more reminder real quick. Make sure you stop down. See the Jams Heritage Vintage Market this weekend as part of the Heritage Festival. Saturday, that's tomorrow, 10 to 4. And then on Sunday, 11 to 3. This is both inside and outside of the Jams Monthly Markets location. Bounce houses for the kids, over 100 vendors for mom and dad to explore. Proceeds to benefit Max's Miles, a Tri-County foster care treatment. Stop down and see why everyone is raving about Jams Monthly Markets. Folks, that's going to do it. Final score, 44-14. Tiffin Calvert over Fremont St. Joe. Tommy, any final thoughts?
No, just a tremendous job by the Senecas tonight. And what a tremendous call we had tonight. And we want to thank you for joining us on the Adrenaline Stream for Calvert Seneca action as we continue to bring you more. As you heard, 4 out of the 5 remaining Calvert games you can find right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, folks, that's going to do it. For Eric Hall, Bailey Mullins, and Tommy Hall, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Frost-Kalnow Stadium. Your final score, 44-14, Tiffin Calvert with the big win, moving on here on homecoming night. Thanks for tuning in here on the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show. We'll be back tomorrow with Heidelberg football right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:50 pregame right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. Heidelberg versus Ohio Northern tomorrow right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night, everybody.